What does it mean to observe? In a world where surfaces are not static, but communicate, transform and respond to their environment. If we understand the Earth as a dynamic system of living interfaces, each surface is a layer of data. A constantly changing overlay of images that act as sensors of multi-scale processes and narrators of the planet's complex ecological and technological stories. Turuepano National Park, with its intricate network of roots and muddy waters, is an ecosystem that defies perception, an environment in transformation, that becomes a window to understand how observation and ecology are intertwined in an ongoing dialogue. In his book Critical Path, Buckminster Fuller introduced the concept of the geoscope, a sphere of approximately 60 meters in diameter that was conceived as a massive spherical screen, capable of displaying the Earth in its entirety, to provide a global perspective. The project rescues this idea and builds on other architectural references to constitute a research station in the Turuepano National Park in Venezuela. We normally think of research stations as state-of-the-art modular habitats nestled in an alien landscape. Yet most field stations are often halfway between a tent and a building, serving as low-tech laboratories, outdoor classrooms and environmental sensor nodes. Turuepano Unknown, the first prototype of a planetary environmental observation project, will be placed near the east coast of Turuepano Island, to be located in the vicinity of the last telecommunication antenna closest to the national park. In order to continuously transfer data from the park to the internet network whose submarine cable terminates in the town of Turuepano, on the coast to the north of the building. The project consists of a hybrid program tower, which apart from functioning as a telecommunications device, is equipped with a wide range of instruments to measure the physico-chemical properties of the atmosphere. Forests of this type are one of the largest carbon sinks globally. The rest of the program will be to convert this piece of the world into a habitable atmosphere, a capsule isolated from the dangers of the mangrove forest so that a team of researchers can occupy the station for at least 6 months of the year. Inside the mangrove swamp, Turuepano_Unknown stands as a structure designed to optimize resources and minimize its impact on the environment. Elevated on a platform and protected by a modular envelope, composed of meshes that incorporate anti-insect fabrics and solar panels, this station maximizes the functionality of each component. Its design responds to a principle of efficient integration. It filters light and energy, while providing a safe space for observation, analysis and creation. The elevated platform provides access to the living pods, kitchen, living quarters or swimming pool, as well as to the capsules destined to carry out technical functions, workshop, vegetable garden and observation room. Some of them are air-conditioned to shelter the researchers from the tropical heat. The kitchen is one of the central spaces of the project where the researchers will spend most of their time, with a common room, an open-air kitchen and a large extraction fireplace. 2 of the project's chimneys only perform extraction functions, while the third allows the observation drones to enter and exit to collect images of the mangrove forest. The building is constructed on the marshy waters of the mangrove swamp. An in situ foundation is generated on which each of the prefabricated structures that make up the project will be placed. For the capsules, the structure will be a laminated timber skeleton. These will be supported on the concrete pillars. The transition from one structure to another is generated by a steel structure that makes up the nodes. In the case of the dome, we will have a triangulated structure of HEB profiles that culminates in some laminated wood arches. On these arches we will have another structure that makes up a second layer of the dome, to which 6 masts will be anchored and will serve as support for the envelope. All these parts are covered with galvanized steel sheets, as well as the platform, creating an image of a spaceship in the outer space of the jungle. On top of the small capsules, inverted roofs are designed to collect rainwater, which will be stored in tanks under the platform. Drinking water will be replenished in the 3 tanks placed around the platform. Drainage will be led to the biodigester located in the center of the project. For securing the mesh, galvanized steel masts will be erected, emerging directly from the foundation. Composed of individual pieces measuring less than 12 meters, they are assembled on site by fitting them into one another. The masts are topped with components from which the cables descend, hanging from a piece that allows for torsion in all directions. This is how the enclosure is formed, a mesh of cables tied to the edge cables using a steel piece bolted onto itself, and fastened together with a circular piece that will also hold the insect-proof fabric on the interior side, and the photovoltaic fabric on the exterior. These exterior fabrics will be prefabricated and will incorporate solar panels. With a surface area of nearly 3,000 square meters, they will generate an energy surplus of 620,000 kilowatt-hours per year. The fabrics are numbered and catalogued for placement during construction, with holes at their edges for fastening them to the cable mesh. The enclosure consists of an upper and a lower mesh, and together, they shape the creation of the new habitat. In an era of absolute visual dominance, where artificial intelligences are beginning to produce hallucinations of the present moment, nature is no longer merely a pure and isolated concept but is defined by the way we relate to it. The definition of this media nature will set the steps toward a planetary future, not as a distant place, but as a daily practice of care, imagination, and ecology.